Hey guys, in this video we're going to start to work with numbers and also the math object. So what we're going to do here is we're going to set two numbers. So we'll say const num1, and let's set this to 100. Let's set num2 to 50, and I'm going to initialize a val variable, okay, because we're going to be basically mutating this variable as we go along. All right, and then down at the bottom here, I just want to console.log the val. All right, so first thing I want to look at is just basic math. Okay, so we'll say simple math with numbers. So we can say we'll take that val and we'll set it to num1 plus num2, and this is very easy, very simple stuff, guys. I know that, but you know, this is for beginners to advanced, so we need to cover everything. So we'll save that, and obviously down here we're going to get 150. All right, so in addition to addition, of course, we can do, let's say, multiplication. Save that, we get 5,000. Let's do subtraction, we get 50. Let's do division, we get 2, and let's do the modulus operator, which will basically give us what's left over as a remainder. So if we save that, we get 0. All right, if I were to change this to, let's say, 60 and save, we're going to get 40. All right, and I don't excuse me, I don't actually use this modulus that much, but those are the basic math operators. Now, there's a math object we can use to do certain things like round, get the absolute, get the power of something, generate random numbers, things like that. So we're going to take a look at that. All right, so let's take that val and let's set that to, first of all, I want to do math.py. So math is an object, meaning that it has properties and methods. Okay, a property is basically like an attribute, and then a method is just a function. Okay, it's a function inside of an object. So pi, as you can probably guess, is just going to give us pi. If I save that, we're going to get the 3.141 whatever. We also have, and there's a few other ones that I'm not going to mention that I've never even thought about using. This is Euler's number, so math.e. Save that. That gives us this number here. And then we're going to look at some helpful methods. All right, so if you want to round a number, let's say val equals math.round. Oops. So round, and let's do 2, we'll say 2.8. So that's going to round to 3. If we do 2.4, that's going to round to 2. Now, there's going to be times when you want to specify if you want to round up or down. So for that, we have ceil and floor. So for instance, if we want to round up, we'll do ceil. And even if we put 2.4 in here and save, we're going to get 3. All right, and then at the same time, we have math.floor, where if we put 2.8 and save, we're going to get 2. Okay. Now, if we want to square something, we can say math dot square root, or sqrt. So let's say we want to square 64, save, we get 8. All right, if we want to get the absolute number, so we'll say math dot abs. That'll give us the absolute number. So if we put a negative number in here, it's going to give us the positive version of it, which is the absolute version of it. All right, if we want to get the power of something, we can say val equals math.pow. All right, so let's say we want 8 to the second and save, and we get 64. Okay, we also have min and max. So let's say val equals math.min, and then this actually takes in some comma separated values. So let's just put some random numbers in here. And we'll save. And it's just going to return whatever the minimum is, and that's 1. And we can also put negative numbers in here. So obviously if I put -2, that's going to be the min. Okay, and as you could probably guess, we also have a max method. So if I change this to max and save, we get 55, which is the max number. All right, so we also have a helpful method called random. So math.random. Now, what this does is it gives us a random decimal. So if I keep reloading here, you'll see it'll keep changing. Now, in a lot of cases, you're going to want a random whole number. So just using math.random isn't going to help you. So a solution to this would be to say val equals, and we'll use the math.random, which will generate a random decimal, and then we'll multiply it by the max number we want. So let's say 20. So if I go ahead and save this, and we look down here, this is going to give us a random number with a decimal between 0 and 19. All right, now you're probably going to want it from 1 to 20, so all you would do is just add on a 1 to that. Okay, so now it'll be 1 through 20, but you probably don't want the decimals. So what you would do is wrap it in math.floor. All right, so we're going to round it down. So we'll go ahead and wrap that, wrap the whole thing, save, and now we're going to get a random number between 1 and 20, always. All right, so this is something that you see. It's very, very common in JavaScript. All right, guys, so in the next video, we're going to work with strings. So we're going to look at concatenation. We're going to look at some of the different methods to change a string to uppercase, or to replace something in a string, to pluck something out of a string, how to turn a string into an array, things like that, things that are used all the time in projects. All right, so I know that this stuff isn't as exciting as building something, as building a project, but it's all fundamental knowledge that you need in order to be able to do that and actually understand what's going on and not just do a code along, you know. So we will get into projects, but we need to cover these fundamentals first. So that's it. I will see you in the next video.